Let me tell you a quick story. The year is 2015. I'm drafting Pokemon to my team for a draft league I was taking part in called the PPL, the Pokemon Premier League. Life was good, I was a lot younger, and I still had hair on my head. And while some people raised an eyebrow when I picked a certain Pokemon to be on my squad, I knew the potential. Hippowdon was my guy. And while it itself didn't pick up all the KOs, it allowed another member of my team, Excadrill, to become the Pokemon with the most KOs in the entire league that season. It was a rousing success, and I loved my little Hippo. In the second season of the PPL, I vowed to not use any repeat Pokemon from the first season, so I didn't draft Hippowdon. And I got relegated down to the second division of the league. I'm not saying it's a direct cause and effect, but so we get to the next season, and I want my success story back. I need my Hippo. So I drafted it again, but instead of just rehashing my previous success, this time I didn't take Excadrill alongside it. The Hippo would be flying solo. And fly solo it did, because I began to use it in increasingly weird ways, like bringing Sand Force instead of Sand Stream so that my own Pokemon didn't take Sandstorm damage, and holding different items like the Expert Belt, Choice Band, and Pasho Berry, running unique moves on it like Superpower, Roar, and Fire Fang, and even one week I ran Choice Scarf Hippowdon with Hidden Power Flying specifically to take down an opposing Chesnaught. Did it work? Not as I wanted it to, because my opponent didn't bring Chesnaught. But it did close out the game against Jirachi, so, you know, swings and roundabouts. The point is, I used Hippowdon in essentially every conceivable way, and I loved it, even though it didn't do as well as I wanted it to. In fact, it was more of a liability than anything. But it was still my little Hippo. I fell out of playing singles competitive Pokemon back then, but since I picked up playing the official doubles format called VGC last year, I've still got love for my little Hippo, so I wanted to build a team around it. Unfortunately, it was only okay back in 2015, but now, in 2026, it's been slightly outclassed by, well, everything, really. So much so that it hasn't been used at all by anybody in any major tournament since the beginning of 2020. Nobody has used Hippowdon in over 6 years. So I realized I couldn't use it. It simply isn't good enough. The best thing about Hippowdon is its ability to set up the Sandstorm weather condition. But there's another Pokemon that does the same thing, one that is distinctly better than Hippowdon, one that fits into essentially any format and has been an incredibly popular pick for over a decade. Tyranitar. With Tyranitar around, Hippowdon is a complete afterthought, so I couldn't use the Hippo. But I couldn't let the feeling go. I wanted to use my favourites, and the Hippo was right up there at the top of the list. And then recently, I rewatched a video, and I realised something. Wolf Glick, former Pokemon World Champion, rebuilt an old team of his that featured Hippowdon, that he originally used back in 2013, and despite it putting in an absolute shift during his matches in the online tournament that he played in, he's still left with one overall sentiment.
If I ever try to use Hippowdon again, stop me.
I can't have anyone talking about my beloved Hippo like that, so it was time for me, a guy who was not a former Pokemon World Champion, who hasn't won any tournaments in fact, and has only been playing official competitive Pokemon for less than a year, to prove him wrong. With the new competitive battling game Pokemon Champions releasing imminently, what better way to send off the Scarlet and Violet era of competitive Pokemon than by using my boy Hippowdon one last time. So I decided to build a team around Hippowdon, but this time, no longer would it be playing second fiddle, no longer would it be assisting other Pokemon to get the KOs, this time it's going to be an offensive powerhouse of its own. So let's dive into the team I've built, which I'll be taking to an online tournament to see how it performs. The tournament will be using the official competitive Pokemon rule set, meaning best of 3 double battles in an open team sheet format. So my opponent will know the information about my team before the battle begins and vice versa. First up on the team is of course Hippowdon, and as I said before, I want it to be an offensive powerhouse. So how do we make that happen? Hippowdon, as a ground type, gets access to Earthquake, a powerful attack that hits both my opponent's Pokemon. It does also hit my partner Pokemon as well though, which is something I'll have to watch out for and build around. But just in case I'm not in a position to be able to click Earthquake where I don't want my partner Pokemon to get hit, I also gave it High Horsepower, a single target ground type attack that is almost as strong as Earthquake. However, flying types are immune to ground moves, and with Landorus running around this format quite a lot, I decided to give Hippowdon Ice Fang, which can one-shot Landorus Incarnate and deal a ton to Pokemon like Tornadus. The last move I gave Hippowdon is Protect, in order to keep it safe when it's threatened. As I mentioned before, Hippowdon gets a neat ability where it sets up the Sandstorm weather condition every time it hits the field, called Sandstream. Sandstorm's main selling point is that it does a little bit of chip damage at the end of every turn to every Pokemon on the field, unless that Pokemon is a Ground, Rock, or Steel type. This can be absolutely vital to KO Pokemon that live attacks on a sliver of HP. For example, Pokemon holding the Focus Sash item, which guarantees they live an attack with 1 HP if they are on full HP when receiving the attack. In this case, they would survive the attack on 1 HP, and then at the end of the turn, the sand would knock them out. Alternatively, it's great for ensuring Pokemon holding the Focus Sash aren't on full HP when taking an attack either, taking Sandstorm damage first before taking the attack that knocks them out. Hippowdon has a Terra type of Dragon in order to resist crucial grass and water attacks in a pinch. In order for Hippowdon to hit as hard as possible, I've given it the Life Orb item to hold, which boosts the power of its moves by 30%, at the cost of reducing Hippowdon's HP by 10% after each attack. Hippowdon's here for a good time, not a long time. I've trained Hippowdon to hit as hard as possible and maxed out its HP stat, while reducing its speed stat to go as low as it can go. But why would I do that? Well, Hippowdon is naturally very slow. Investing in its speed stat would likely yield limited results, as it would still be slower than the majority of Pokemon anyway. So I need to find a different way to have Hippowdon attack first, and luckily, there is a move I can use to do that. Trick Room. Trick Room is a field effect that reverses the speed order in which Pokemon move for 4 turns, which if used on my team means that if Hippowdon is the slowest Pokemon on the field, suddenly it will be moving first and can fire off powerful earthquakes before my opponents can respond. This is why I lowered my Hippowdon speed stat as low as it can go, to make sure that situation happens as often as possible. So who is my Trick Room user? I have a list of criteria that they really need to fulfill. It needs to be a Pokemon that Hippowdon can Earthquake next to, so they need to be immune to ground moves. They also need to not take damage from Sandstorm, they obviously need to learn Trick Room, and they need to also threaten opposing Pokemon itself as well. Does a Pokemon tick all of those boxes? Yes. Bronzong. Bronzong is a Steel and Psychic type, meaning it won't take damage from Sandstorm. Tick. Typically, Steel types are weak to ground type moves, but Bronzong has access to the Levitate ability, which makes it immune to ground type moves entirely, so Hippowdon can Earthquake freely when next to it. Tick. It learns Trick Room, tick, and with Bronzong being so slow, it can threaten opposing Pokemon with a couple of different moves inside Trick Room. Tick. My Bronzong has Trick Room, obviously, as well as Gyro Ball, a move that becomes stronger the faster the opposing Pokemon is compared to the user. And with Bronzong also intentionally trained to be as slow as possible, it gets up to crazy damage numbers when against the right Pokemon. I then wanted to give Bronzong a Psychic move, and with Gyro Ball being a physical Steel move, the instinct would be to choose a physical Psychic move. However, the best option for that is Zen Headbutt, which doesn't have 100% accuracy. I don't like that. I want to miss my moves as little as possible, so instead I chose Psychic, a special Psychic move, with a fair amount of training in its special attack stat too. This is enough to guarantee a 2-hit KO on a standard Amoonguss, which could otherwise prove to be an annoyance for this team with it being so slow itself. Interestingly enough, a standard Amoonguss with no speed investment is 1 point faster than my Hippowdon with intentionally lowered stats, which means that in Trick Room, an Earthquake plus Psychic will likely knock out an Amoonguss before it can attack. I lastly gave Bronzong Protect, for safety. This Bronzong is holding the Mental Herb item in order to shake off moves like Taunt, which would shut down Trick Room otherwise, and it has a Terra type of Fairy to resist dark moves from Pokemon like Urshifu Single Strike, which would otherwise threaten it. While Bronzong does have the Mental Herb, which would shut down some ways to stop Trick Room, it's still not a guarantee, because it would still be vulnerable on the turn it tries to set up Trick Room to a double attack from both opposing Pokemon, knocking it out before it can set it up. Is there any other Pokemon that I can add to this team that would help with that situation, that would also be beneficial inside Trick Room itself? Yes! Iron Hands. I've recently used Iron Hands extensively on the team I used at Birmingham Regionals and European Internationals, and I love it. It's slow, which works for Trick Room, it's bulky, and it hits incredibly hard. The most crucial part about Iron Hands though is its access to Fake Out. Fake Out is a move that does a little damage, but most importantly flinches the target, which stops them moving for a turn. This can be absolutely vital for allowing Bronzong to set up Trick Room, where Iron Hands flinches one of the opposing Pokemon, which means at worst, Bronzong only has to take one attack instead of two, which due to its natural bulk, it likely will, which means Trick Room can be set up safely. However, unlike the Iron Hands I used at the major tournaments, this Iron Hands actually has some speed investment. This is because I wanted to function outside of Trick Room 2, for a strategy I'll get to later. It has Fake Out, as explained before, Close Combat, the hardest hitting fighting type attack it gets, Wild Charge for a strong electric type attack, and Heavy Slam, something that can pick up KOs on things like Flutter Mane. Iron Hands is holding the Clear Amulet in order to block attack drops from the ability Intimidate, which would otherwise cut Iron Hands' damage output dramatically. The main user of Intimidate in this format is Incineroar, who is also weak to Close Combat, which means Iron Hands can really threaten it. It also has a Terra type of Grass, in order to take Earth Power from Landorus, as well as being immune to Spore and Rage Powder from Amoonguss. So we've got one more slot to fill for the Trick Room mode of the team, because you can only bring 4 Pokemon to any one match. And I lastly added something you wouldn't necessarily think of when you think of Trick Room: Landorus Therian. This sounds very strange. Another ground type and something that's way too fast to work inside Trick Room, right? Well, yes, but also no. The format I'm playing in is called Regulation F, and there are some super fast Pokemon in it that people use all the time. Chenpao, Flutter Mane, Tornadus, Ogerpon, Choice Scarf Urshifu, Booster Energy, Gouging Fire, and Roaring Moon. There's a lot. So while Landorus Therian, with its base at 91 speed, is certainly faster than some slower Pokemon, it only needs to be slower than the fast ones in order to move first inside Trick Room. And that also means that if for whatever reason Trick Room doesn't go up or is expired, Landorus will still be faster than the slower Pokemon and can threaten them that way. This gives me options in and out of Trick Room, even when I'm bringing my Trick Room mode. So I want Landorus to hit as hard as possible. I gave it the Choice Band to hold, which boosts its attack stat by 1.5 times, but means that I can't change moves once it's selected one until it switches out. I of course gave it Earthquake, which it can use next to Bronzong, and Stomping Tantrum for use when it's not next to Bronzong. I then gave it Rock Slide for a nice spread move that also has a chance to flinch both opponents, and for the last move I gave it Terra Blast with a Terra type of Flying. Reliable, powerful flying type moves are hard to come by, and Landorus's Terra Flying Terra Blast is one of the best. Its ability Intimidate also helps the team out by lowering my opponent's attack stats each time it hits the field. This also means that 3 out of 4 Pokemon in my Trick Room mode won't take Sandstorm damage unless they Terrastallize. So the Trick Room mode of the team is now complete. These are the 4 Pokemon I'll bring when I think the slow mode will work. But what if the slow mode doesn't work? I need a different mode to use, one that I can make using the remaining 2 slots on the team while also using 2 of the Pokemon I've already used in the Trick Room mode. And I've got just the thing: Tailwind. Tailwind is a move that doubles the speed stats of all of my Pokemon for 4 turns, allowing my Pokemon to suddenly move before my opponents even when they otherwise wouldn't. This is why I put some speed investment into Iron Hands, so that it can work with both Trick Room and Tailwind. The same goes for Landorus. It lacks enough speed in order to be a menace in Trick Room, but has enough speed so that in Tailwind it will be just as much of a menace. So what Pokemon am I adding in order to use Tailwind? The best Tailwind setter in the format, Tornadus. Tornadus is a flying type with the ability Prankster, meaning all of its non-damaging moves have an increased stage of priority, allowing them to move before other regular moves. This combines wonderfully with Tailwind, meaning Tornadus will likely be first to move with Tailwind, which instantly doubles the speed of whatever is next to Tornadus, which will then likely be the next fastest thing on the field and gets to move next. Tornadus also has one other prankster move up its sleeve on this team: Taunt. Taunt shuts down all non-damaging moves from the target, meaning they're forced to only use attacking moves. Alongside Protect, Tornadus has its signature move as its last, Bleakwind Storm. This move hits both opponents and is another one of these rare, powerful flying type moves. However, this is significantly less reliable than Landorus's Terra Blast, as it only has an 80% chance to hit either foe. It's Not ideal, but it is fantastic when it hits, so it is generally worth the risk. It also has a chance to lower the opponent's speed stat as well, which makes it even better when it does hit. At this point in time, I realised I'm quite weak to Urshifu Rapid Strike, and while Bronzong is okay against it, if I'm not bringing Trick Room because it doesn't work, I need a way to handle it in my Tailwind mode. So the last Pokemon I added to the team was Ogerpon Wellspring. Ogerpon holding the Wellspring Mask is a grass and water type with the water absorb ability, which nullifies Urshifu Rapid Strike's Surging Strike signature move. However, the typical Ogerpon Wellspring is a bulky variant with Follow Me to help support the team, but that doesn't take advantage of Tailwind enough for me, so instead I'm making my Ogerpon offensive. It's got its signature move, Ivy Cudgel, which becomes a water-type move with the Wellspring Mask, Horn Leech, which does grass-type damage and heals Ogerpon up, Spiky Shield to protect itself, and finally, Swords Dance to make it even more of a threat if left unchecked. With the final member of the team decided, it means I have two distinct modes. Trick Room with Bronzong, Hippowdon, Iron Hands, and Landorus, and Tailwind with Tornadus, Ogerpon, Iron Hands, and Landorus. I took this team to an online tournament with 6 rounds of Swiss in an open team sheet best of 3 format, followed by a single elimination bracket with the top 8 competitors. So, will I be gloating at the end, showing off what an overlooked monster Hippowdon is, or will I be left with the exact same sentiment as Wolf Glick, thinking I never should have tried? Only one way to find out, and that's by starting with round 1. Okay, so here we go. I think it has to be Trick Room here. Like, Tailwind's okay, but they've got Speed Booster Flutter there. Ogerpon Wellspring isn't the best into this team, especially with Intimidate on the Arcanine. It's not going to be able to one-shot the Moltres. So I think we're going to go Trick Room here, which is Bronzong Hands lead with Hippowdon and Lando T last. We'll see what they lead here. It is Flutter and Arcanine. Makes sense. I think they're going to go Terra Ghost to, 1, not take a Fake Out, and then to also not take a fighting move from my hands. But I think I'm going to Terra Fairy Trick Room to take a Flare Blitz. And then Hands will take a Moonblast from Flutter. And because I think they're going to go Terra Ghost on Arcanine, I think they're not going to Terra on you, so then Heavy Slam would kill the Flutter. We'll see if this works. There's absolutely ways they can shut this down, but we'll see. Because Flare Blitz is still going to do a ton to Bronzong. I just need enough to live. I should live this. I do. Oh, they Flare Blitz into Hands. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. I've absolutely wasted my Terra there. That's really unfortunate. And they also didn't Terra Ghost, which is very unfortunate. That's quite a bad turn 1. However, now we got a game. So they absolutely potentially have counters to me using Earthquake Spam here. The Lando doesn't really want to swap in though, because I do have Ice Fang. And Moltres likely will not want to take a Gyro Ball. So we're going to go into Hippowdon. I can click Earthquake here. Do get the Sand up as well, which is good. Although Bronzong's now going to take Sand damage, which is very unfortunate. So I think I want to click Gyro Ball in case one of them switches in. I am going to click it into Flutter just in case they stay in, and Earthquake for whatever reason doesn't kill. We'll see which way they Terra, or they could just switch, yeah. Arcanine switches out into maybe the Landorus, I would assume. It's Galarian Moltres, that's fine. So I do have the Ice Fang as well, which is good. And they're just going to go to Terra Grass, but I would think that Gyro Ball plus... On Speed Booster, I would think that Gyro Ball plus EQ might still kill anyway. I don't know, actually. EQ's not going to do a lot here. Don't know if Gyro Ball's going to do enough. No, that's not going to be enough. No, that's unfortunate. Okay. No, not enough. Okay. A Thunder Wave into Bronzong. Okay. So they're just hoping for paras there. Okay, fair enough. But we get a bit of chip damage and everything here, which is neat. So I could bank on no full para here, basically, and go Gyro Ball and Ice Fang. They can swap back into Arcanine to take to get an Intimidate down on Hippowdon. I think I Ice Fang anyway, right? Because I don't think I can realistically click. They're going to go into Arcanine here. Because I don't think I can realistically click Earthquake into when Moltres is on the field. Which realistically probably would have been the better play here to try and get rid of this Arcanine, but -1 Ice Fang is definitely not going to kill Moltres, and I miss anyway, which is possibly better because it would have activated Berserk on that one. They could swap into whoever they have in the back, because they've got Flutter, but I don't know their last. So I could just click Earthquake, as long as it's not Landorus. Go Gyro Ball Earthquake here. Swap again. Is this Landorus, or are they sacking Flutter? Is Landorus. Damn, that sucks. I really wanted to click Ice Fang into that, but hey-ho. Gyro Ball does nothing. Wow. Okay. Okay. So Hippowdon's going to go down here, which sucks. So now I've only got the Landorus left, which will be slower than both of these, I would think. I think I likely had to make a read on that one to determine whether... Basically, I had to call that Landorus was going to come in and click Ice Fang, because I was basically on the back foot on that one, so I think I had to make a call, which I did not successfully make. Unfortunately, going Terra Fairies now made me weak to Landorus, which was a bit of a waste on that one. I have to lock into Rock Slide regardless. You get the Gyro Ball off, it does a little bit more. Berserk activates. They are slower. That's unfortunate. They're slower than Lando. Does so much damage. My god. Do get the Rock Slide off. A flinch would be enormous here, to be honest. I do get the flinch. That's something. I mean, I'm still going to lose here, though, because Trick Room's up. So now they're faster. Because then they can just bring in Flutter. They've got double attack. This is... Or Arcanine, yeah. They've got E-Speed. They've got... Yeah. This one is over, unfortunately. Okay, so I think that lead of Flutter Arcanine is too strong into my Trick Room mode here. Unfortunately. Unfortunately, that is just too strong. So I think I have to go Tailwind with this. I don't have a reliable way to one-shot the Flutter. If this was Ogre-1 Hearthflame, I would. I don't want to get intimidated by the Arcanine, because I was thinking doing a Tornadus Landorus lead. It is. So they do get an Intimidate off, which is bullshit, but I also get an Intimidate off, so that's something. They can still, like, Head Smash into... and I am faster than their Arcanine. Okay. They can't Thunder Wave my Landorus, which is nice. Stomping Tantrum would likely kill Flutter, but it's Terra Grass. That's why I don't want to lock into Earthquake, because they will likely have Lando Moltres again. So I think I lock into Rock Slide here. They are going to switch out the Arcanine into Moltres. It's not going to take this well. It might live because of the Intimidate. It's not going to take it well. The Icy Wind. Why did I just not see that they had that? Not 100% sure. Also, they're faster than me in Tailwind. That's crazy. Also, Moltres took less than half from that Rock Slide. Like, I know I'm intimidated, but what the hell? I did not expect them to be faster than my Landorus in Tailwind with Speed Booster Flutter. That's kind of crazy to me. So I can Bleak Wind, but then I will activate their Berserk here. So I'm actually going to swap and go into Hands, which I think will take Icy Wind. Because I don't think the Moonblast went into that slot, because they can freely Icy Wind again, I would think. Icy Wind Fiery Wrath makes the most sense to me. But then I've got Fake Out next turn. They do Icy Wind, they miss. Oh, they're going to hit the Protect, sorry, on Tornadus. They do hit, but I am Clamulate, so no speed drop. And Fiery Wrath I should take okay, and it will only be okay. It is okay. Alright. I will be faster than Moltres with my hands. I will be slower than the Flutter. So I could Bleak Wind, Terra Grass, Heavy Slam. I think they might kill with Fiery Wrath though, because I'm going to activate Berserk with Bleak Wind. I don't think this is the right play. I think I messed up here. I think Hands is going to go down and I'm going to lose my Terra. They stay in. I miss Bleak Wind onto the Moltres, which might work in my favour, question mark, because of the lack of Berserk. No, I'm still definitely dead to one of them. Okay. So that was just a bad miss, unfortunately. I trade my Terra for Flutter, basically. Fire Wrath does a ton. I would assume Arcanine is coming in here. Ogerpon might be very good here, because I'm going to get intimidated, but then I can't Terra because I just used it. Terra would have been really nice on Ogerpon here. Let's try Lando here. It is Arcanine, makes sense. Because the thing is, I can lock in Stomping Tantrum and KO this Arcanine. If they swap into Lando, that'd be a completely wasted turn. I think there's a huge downside in me clicking Stomping Tantrum, but a huge upside. I'm going to be so annoyed if they stay in. They Terra. That makes more sense. We're going Ghost here. I don't think I get Tailwind up them anymore because they can just E-Speed me the following turn. If they lock into E-Speed, of course. They do lock into E-Speed, which makes sense. They're going to block Tailwind going up next turn. It's going to activate Berserk. And a Fiery Wrath. So I lose. How do I win this? Because they click E-Speed into Taunt every time here, I'm pretty sure. I don't see a reason why they wouldn't. I could go for the Double Protect here. That's probably my best play, because I think they're going to click E-Speed into it anyway. So I have to bank on a Double Protect here, but then it becomes a question of what do I do with Moltres and Arcanine here, because I can't take enough, basically. If I still had my Terra, then I genuinely think I could win here. I don't get the Double Protect. I think that means it's over. Yeah, E-Speed. I think I'm going to knock out Moltres, but if their last is Lando, then I don't think I can do enough against it. Because, like, I think the only way I win is if they don't protect Lando, I take 2 extreme speeds. It's Ogerpon. Oh, that's bad. So I Swords Dance here. I have to take an E-Speed. He's at -1. So I have to take 2 E-Speeds, click Swords Dance. They have to click Follow Me. This needs to do less than half. It does do less than half. They didn't click Follow Me though. They click Horn Leech. I think that means it's game now, because I can't take E-Speed. I needed them to click Follow Me that turn. Also, they're faster, I'm pretty sure. They were faster than me, so... That's game. That one sucked. Not a lot I could do against that lead of Flutter and Arcanine, unfortunately. I needed to be faster than the Ogerpon. I needed them to click Follow Me to try and take a Cudgel. But they absolutely made the correct play, knowing that Swords Dance was a threat and just double attacked. But I didn't have another play there because they were faster and they would have killed me with 2 Horn Leeches regardless. So it was definitely over. Even if I took an E-Speed plus Horn Leech, got an Ivy Cudgel crit onto the Arcanine, which then died. Yeah, there was nothing I could do at that point. Like a Horn Leech crit maybe into Arcanine might have done it. It was a bad spot. That was a rough first round, that one. That was a rough first round. Right, we're back with round number 2. They do have a Flutter main. They do not have an Arcanine, but they've got Raging Bolt. It's Raging Bolt balance with Urshifu Dark. Alright, so on this one, I think we want to do Trick Room first. We're going to do this with these and you. Lando isn't as good here, I don't think. It's likely slower than the Urshifu, but it has Sucker Punch. It is likely slower than Flutter, Lando, and Wellspring, but faster than Incin. So need to watch out for those speed tiers. Their only switch into ground offense is Lando, or Terra Grass, Flutter, or Wellspring, I guess. But even still, it's not great switch-ins, I wouldn't say. It's Flutter Incin. That is what I expected for this lead here. So, they can't taunt my Bronzong because it has the Mental Herb. They have Speed Booster, of course. They could fake me out because they're faster. I'm likely faster than them. I don't know whether they're going to do Terra Ghost here. So it could be worth. No, I don't think it is. I think I Trick Room regardless. I think I Trick Room. I don't think... This is really hard. Here's the thing. I think I might legitimately be faster than them. We'll see if they go Terra Ghost here. They don't, and they would think that I'm slower, which makes sense. Which is bad for Trick Room, because the Incin's going to be faster than me. They taunt, that's fine, I have Mental Herb. So we get up the Trick Room here. And now Incin is actually faster than my Iron Hands in Trick Room. But that's okay, I don't mind that. I want to Gyro Ball here, and I think I'm actually going to Wild Charge into the Incin. I could CC, but if they go Terra Ghost here, I want to get good damage down, because they can knock off or Flare Blitz into my Bronzong. They could swap into Lando on that side, but nah, I don't think so. They do swap out the Flutter into... who? Ogerpon. Okay. We get a Gyro Ball off. Decent damage, honestly. That is a crit, that's why. As they go for Parting Shot. Okay. Don't be Lando, basically, is what I'm after. Don't be Lando. That'd be bad if it's Lando. Why do I say things? Could have just CC'd into it and it still would have got good damage into it, but that's okay. So now then, they cannot touch Bronzong with Landorus. Completely hardwalls it. Earth Power, Sand Sear, Sludge Bomb, they can't touch Bronzong. So I could see them obviously Earth Powering into the hands. So I could maybe Gyro Ball into Landorus. And I could also see them double protecting here as well. If I go into Lando on this side, because this gets me a Intimidate down on Wellspring. This, I'm going to be slower than both of them inside Trick Room. And I think that Earth Power is going to do nothing if they go for it. I could also see them double protecting this turn as well. Yeah. Makes sense. Okay, so now I have the option of Terraflying Terra Blast into the Wellspring here, because their swap-in options are non-existent, because they don't have Urshifu, they don't have Raging Bolt, and I know that for a fact now. So I am tempted to Gyro Ball Terraflying Terra Blast. If they swap into Incin, it's not going to do that much, I wouldn't think, with Intimidate. But their Landorus really isn't doing much into these two at all. They do swap out Lando. I'm assuming this is going to be Incineroar. It is. He's going to get the Intimidate down, unfortunately. And they do swap out Ogerpon. This is going to be into the Flutter, which is going to take maybe infinite damage from, from this Terraflying Terra Blast. This is going to do a ton. If I can get rid of everything except the Lando, Bronzong just wins against it because it can't touch it. It's an absolute hard wall. Get the Terra Blast off. I don't know if this is going to kill because I'm intimidated now. It does. Huge. Okay. So now they have Lando and Wellspring, which is unfortunate. It is Ogerpon. Okay, last turn of Trick Room. So I think I protect my Bronzong here to block a Flare Blitz. And I actually go back out into Iron Hands, because then I've still got Fake Out online on the next turn. And they go Terra Ghost, I assume? Are they going Terra Water on the Wellspring? Oh, they're just going to try and cudgel me. I see. This could be a double into Bronzong here, but that is okay because I click Protect. As long as they're not going into hands, this should be okay. It's knockoff. I want it to be cudgel into Bronzong. That would be ideal. It is. Wonderful. Okay, because now they've terrored, they can't block Fake Out on Incin, and I can set up another Trick Room here. Alternatively, I could not do that. Alternatively, I could swap into... I can swap into Lando on this side, get an Intimidate on the Incin, and click CC into the Ogerpon. Because they could swap into Lando, which would take a ton. I could CC into Incin, actually. Yeah, that makes more sense, because they can't Terra. Oh man, why didn't I CC into Ogerpon? Why do I second guess myself constantly? Okay, here's the Landorus. Unfortunate, because it is going to get an Intimidate down here onto the Ogerpon, which is nice. But they do cudgel. Is it into Lando? It is. I should take this. I do. CC into you, get some damage down. It's okay damage. It's okay damage. But I can swap into Bronzong on that side. Okay. So that play, I think I got my wires crossed between two different plays there. Because I should have close combated into Ogerpon regardless on that turn. Because the Landorus is faster than the Incin. So if they swapped into Landorus on that side, then I should always close combat the Ogerpon. Because then if they stayed in with Incin, my Landorus is faster than it and puts pressure on. So I got my wires crossed between two different plays in my head. Now I am just slower with both. I'm going to click Terra Blast into you and just go into Bronzong. Try and preserve Fake Out. Bronzong still hard walls this Lando, which is great. I think I had a really good position, and I think I'm throwing it away here, unfortunately. Cool. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Because now I can bring Iron Hands back out. There's Earth Power, but it's not going to do anything. I can bring Iron Hands back out. I can Fake Out into the Ogerpon, even if they Spiky Shield, which they might. No, I should always Fake Out into Lando here. And click Trick Room. Because I think I take an Ivy Cudgel with either of them. Pokemon switches, it's going to go out into the Incineroar. Which again is okay. Get the Fake Out off into the Landorus, which is very nice. And we get up another Trick Room. Incin is going to be faster than my hands, slower / faster. So now I am intimidated on Bronzong. Just once, right? Yeah. So I think Psychic might be stronger here. Unfortunately, if they swap Lando into Ogerpon... I think I CC into this slot. Because either they die with Incin or Ogerpon dies. And I just click Psychic into this slot. I think that makes the most sense. Get a bit of chip on Lando. Almost KO. That's huge. They do get the knockoff onto Bronzong, but that's okay, because I've already used my item. I get the kill onto Incin. So now I just need to kill Ogerpon, and Bronzong wins. And I've still got Hippowdon in the back, because Hands is going down here to an Earth Power. I hope I still have this regardless. You get the special defense boost. Okay. So I need high horsepower to hit here, I think. But they can Horn Leech back up. If they live If they live a high horsepower, then they can go back up. I don't think I die. I don't think a Hippowdon dies to an earth power. So I think I ignore it, because if they Spiky Shield, I do the same thing next turn. So I high horsepower into you and Psychic into you. Psychic is going to do nothing because I've got Special Defense Boost, but it's the best thing I've got. I think that's the best thing I've got. Lando protects, that's okay. Are they going to Spiky? They're not. So if I hit high horsepower, it does more than I thought, actually. This should do it. Nice. Okay, great. Awesome. Because now Lando can't touch Bronzong. So this game is... Hippo! My boy! And then we can Ice Fang and Psychic into the Lando. Nice. Okay, great. Okay. It worked. That was difficult. But it worked. Now, what do I do for game 2? Because I'm tempted to just run it back, do the same thing again. I think I'm going to try it again. If I lose game 2, and we'll see how I lose game 2, because it depends like if he brings the same mons and all that stuff. But if I lose game 2, I might try and do Tailwind game 3, but we'll see. Let's see if we can win game 2 first. It is Urshifu this time. Okay. Okay, that's a very good lead. Now they've pinned Bronzong. That's very, very clever. Because I could Terra to get around Urshifu, but then Landorus can Sludge Bomb me. I can fake out the Urshifu, right? But then Hands dies. Just gonna go out into Lando. Terra Grass, close combat. This is a bad play. I definitely am gonna need that Terra later, I think. That was reactive on my Terra there. I'm not confident with this play at all. I get an Intimidate down on the Urshifu, which doesn't matter if they go for Wicked Blow, but I'm covering for so many different plays in my head that I know they can't make all of them, but I don't know which one they're going to do. Because they could Earth Power Wicked Blow, they could Wicked Blow Sludge Bomb into Bronzong, they could do a lot of different things here. They do Earth Power, okay, so I got that called right, in theory. And they Wicked Blow into Lando. So I did get the turn correct, in theory. However, I don't know if it's going to matter in particular. Because while I've taken this Urshifu down to Sash, they are now too fast a Pokemon, and I don't have Trick Room. Because they can Sucker Punch or Wicked Blow my Landorus here, which I think I have to let go down here, because nothing can take it. So I just have to click Rock Slide. But then I switch into Hippo to take a Sludge Bomb, because then the Sand will kill Urshifu. That's my thoughts here. Because then that way, if Urshifu stays in, and he dies to Sand, Bronzong can then... Yeah, there's Sludge Bomb. Bronzong can then set up Trick Room. Slightly more safely than what I had before. And still, it's hard wall by Lando. It's Ogerpon. Okay. Interesting. So now I click Trick Room. And I swap into Hands, I think. I'm going to swap into Hands because I think their last is probably Incin. They do swap out the Landorus. It is Incin. Okay. Is this good or bad for me? I can't tell. They do Terra. Okay, they're going Terra Water. Terra Water Cudgel. If they're doing it into Hands, I will obviously take this. If they're doing it into Bronzong, I should also take that. I'm not the bulkiest Bronzong in the world, but I think I still take that. They Cudgel into Bronzong. They crit and I live! Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Huh? Okay. Okay. That's nuts. Alright, so now they are faster, so they can fake out my Bronzong pretty freely. I want to protect Bronzong because they have a faster fake out here. And then I want to CC into the Incineroar, I think. It'd be annoying if they fake out my Hands, but I don't see why they would. I think they want to fake out Bronzong to try and kill it. They just Flare Blitz. Damn. Keep making the wrong calls, man. Keep making the wrong calls. And then I guess just Cudgel into Bronzong again. Yeah, okay. I think they likely swap out Incin here, but I think I Psychic and Earthquake here. So if they stay in with Incin, it should kill. If they swap into Lando, then I get a double up on it, but then they have Fake Out the following turn. I can protect with both. I can Ice Fang the Lando. I think I lose this one. I think if they make the correct switches, they don't switch. Now the question becomes, Earthquake's not going to kill Ogerpon from that range, right? Does it kill the Incin, though? It does. It doesn't kill the Ogerpon. That's a shame. Okay, so something's going down here. Likely Hippowdon, I would think. Cudgel. It is into Hippowdon. Okay. I think I still win. Question mark. I still win, right? Because Lando still gets hard-walled by Bronzong, even though it's on 8 HP. It's still hard-walled by it. And I've got how many turns left? 2? Ogerpon dies to Sandstorm. I think this game's over. Ogerpon dies. Landorus can't touch me. So even though I'm on 8 HP, I think Bronzong wins. Oh my god. Wow. Wow. Let's go, Bronzong. Let's go, my boy. I'll just click Gyrable, I think, into you. That's crazy. That's crazy scenes right there. Let's go, Bronzong. Okay, we got round 3. Round 3's just gone up. We have got Volcarona Latios, Rocky Helmet Latios with Psych Up. Oh god. Okay, this is a unique team. Covert Cloak Heatran, Citrus Berry Volcarona with Terra Water Terra Blast, Rocky Helmet Latios with Aura Sphere, Simple Beam. They can also Perish Song, but they don't. And they don't have Magma Storm on Heatran, so they can't trap people either. They do have Whirlpool on Tatsugiri, though. Oh my god. This is going to be experience for everybody. Okay. Tatsugiri Flatmane, they are doing Perish Trap. They've got Whirlpool Perish Song here. They're likely going to protect with the Tatsugiri to block a Fake Out. So I think I Trick Room Fake Out Tatsugiri. I get the Fake Out off, which is great, and it also means the Sash is broken. They do Perish Song with Flutter. But we do get the Trick Room up, which is huge. So now they could double protect here to waste a turn. I don't see them... They could Whirlpool one of them here. But I think I'm okay if Hands goes down. I'm going to go into Hippo to set up the sand here. And I'm going to... I think... do I Heavy Slam the Flutter or do I Close Combat the Tatsugiri? I don't think I need to. Right? Because I can Gyro Ball the Flutter, Close Combat the Tatsugiri. I think I'm just going to do this, because I'm not sure what they are going to want to do. It could just be Double Protect here, which I think is okay. I think that's fine. Okay, they block a Gyro Ball, but then they're going to die to Close Combat here. Which is nice. Tatsugiri's out the way. It didn't die? What do you mean it didn't die? They Whirlpool Hands. That's okay. That's fine. Of the two, that's fine. So now he's trapped. Cannot switch. But I am going to swap Bronzong now into Hippo. Because I think Tatsugiri might die to the... I don't know if it's going to die to Sand this turn. But I am then going to Heavy Slam the Flutter, I think. Before they can trap the Bronzong also. They do swap out the Flutter into who? It's Dundozo. Okay. Oh god, then Tatsugiri dies to the Perish song, and then they can bring in Latios and Psych Up. Oh god. That's not good. Does the Whirlpool still apply? I guess it does, right? If we get a Heavy Slam off, it's going to do literally nothing. Oh, God. Okay, so Hans is going to die. Tatsugiri's going to die. They're likely just going to protect Dozo this turn. They could also Liquidation into Hippowdon here. Then what? Then what happens? How do I kill Latios? I think with Hopes and Dreams. I'm going to go Terra Dragon, High Horsepower into Dozo, and I guess just CC into it in case they go Terra Grass here. But they're likely just going to protect to make sure that Iron Hands dies, I would think. They do still have Flutter Mane in the back. This was probably an issue, a problem. I should not have Terra'd there. That was bad, because I'm going to be weak to Moonblast on that. Horsepower obviously doesn't do anything. Hands is going to die. Tatsugiri dies. Uh-oh. Iron Hands dies to the Perish. Now we bring in Lando. And we pray and hope, right? Because I have to lock into Rock Slide. Because they can go Terra Steel. They can Terra Steel Psych Up on the Latios, which then means they will take nothing from Rock Slide, and I can't hit them with Ground Move because of Levitate, and I can't hit them... Ice Fang does nothing. I think they beat me with Psych Up Terra Steel Latios. Oh god. I have nothing to beat a Levitating Steel type. Ironically, I would lose to Bronzong if I faced it. They Terra Steel the Latios, obviously. And they also have Rocky Helmet, which doesn't help either. So I'm fairly certain that I just lose here. There's an Ice Fang. Can we get a Freeze? Or a Flinch, maybe? Okay, order up. Oh dear. They Psych Up. Yeah, makes sense. I get the Rock Slide off. There's Lost the Purge. He's going to do a ton. And they crit, obviously, just for good measure. I don't know if that mattered, to be honest. Liquidation. I live. That's something. Defense drop. That's needed. See how much this does. Absolutely nothing. My god. How do I beat this? For realsies, how do I beat this? Like, I was a passenger in that game. I was an NPC. Like, I don't think I can stop them. Like, I need to one-shot the Flutter, turn 1. But the problem is they have Icy Wind on Tatsugiri with the Sash. So they can protect Flutter, Icy Wind, turn 1. Which then means I'll be slower than Flutter, even in Tailwind. Then they can Perish Song. Because Oblique Wind from Tornadus, even though I will be faster than Flutter, will not KO the Flutter unless I get a speed drop. Like, this is... this is looking kind of bad. Tailwind plus Hands is not fast enough. I learned from another game that Tailwind Lando's not fast enough. So now I need my Ogerpon to be faster than Flutter in Tailwind. But I legitimately cannot stop this happening. If they protect Flutter Mane turn 1 and click Icy Wind, I cannot stop them. So then it becomes, they protect Flutter. Do I call that? I can also taunt them, right? I could do that. So I can do this. Even if they click Icy Wind, they will be faster, but I can Prankster taunt them the following turn, right? They have no stop to that. I would assume they're protecting Flutter and clicking Icy Wind with Tatsugiri. I also don't know if this KOs Flutter. I also don't know if I'm faster than Flutter in Tailwind. I would hope so, but I don't know so. We get the Tailwind off. They're not protecting. Okay. We Cudgel. This needs to KO Flutter, otherwise I'm doomed. It does KO Flutter. Okay. They can't do the same strat again. That's something. Oh, they just Draco into the Taunt. Okay. There's a ton. But they are oblivious. They're not unaware. It's Latios. Okay. Not sure what they want to do here, to be honest. I think I just Bleakwind Cudgel. Do I try and get up an SD here? Is that greedy? This is probably going to be my downfall. This is where I lose, but we're going to try it. We get the Bleakwind, we miss. Annoyingly, Tatsugiri is the one that I really wanted to hit to break the sash, but they lost the Purge. We take that. Okay, not as good as I'd want to, but we take it okay. Draco, we now live. So now we go Bleakwind Hornleech into the Tatsugiri. I'm going to preserve Taunt to try and get another Tailwind up, I think. And I think I'm going to Hornleech into Tatsugiri. Because if they swap into Dozo, then cool. But if not, I'm breaking Sash and getting healing here. Hornleech off. Doesn't even take him down to Sash, that's crazy. We do get a lot of healing here, which is great. They lost the Purge again. Does almost the same. They Icy Wind. That's annoying. Okay. But I am still in Tailwind here. I think I Rock Slide Cudgel into that slot. Tatsugiri swaps. Into Dondozo, makes sense. A Cudgel into the Latios, this should do a fair amount. It does do a fair amount, you know? It does indeed do a fair amount. And we are going to get single target Rock Slide onto Dondozo here before it combines, which is very nice. Cool. Unfortunately, Tailwind's up here, so Dondozo's going to be faster. However, I don't know if it kills me. Does it kill Ogerpon? They also haven't Terrored. Now, does +2 Order Up kill Ogerpon here? No. It shouldn't. No, it shouldn't kill here. So I think I Rock Slide again, and I Hornleech here, in case they don't Terra. But they do Terra. But I want to get as much HP back as I can, I think. Because if they kill Lando, that means I can go into Tornadus and get another Tailwind up, so then I'll be faster than Dozo again. They Order Up. Doesn't even kill the Lando. Okay, cool. Do get an attack raise though, which is a little scary, to be honest. It does a decent amount. Get some more back. We missed the Rock Slide. That's unfortunate. Oh no, it's Tatsugiri that missed. Okay, we get a crit. That's huge, honestly. That's huge. I think I want to click Rock Slide again, but this time I want to Spiky. So +1 Order Up. +1 Order Up can't kill unless they crit. So I'm tempted, actually, to click Rock Slide. Do I SD or do I Spiky Shield here? I'm going to click SD. Again? Okay, great. Nice. We get another Swords Dance up, which is huge. But they still can't kill me with Order Up onto the Ogerpon. I think I... No, I'm just going to Cudgel at this point. Cudgel and hope. They Order Up into Ogerpon. They shouldn't die unless they crit. Okay. Well, that's pretty bad. So they've got to be max attack adamant. Because I was calculating that, and I missed Rock Slide. No, I didn't. I did that again. Tatsugiri. Okay. So, that's bad. I was calculating that with 100 investment Adamant, and I didn't die at any roll there. I think I go into hands. I can threaten Fake Out, swap Lando into... swap Lando into Torn and Fake Out into the Dozo here. I think hands should be faster than this Dozo in Tailwind. I have a fair amount of speed investment on hands. We get the Fake Out off, which is nice. Now we can Tailwind, and we can CC fairly safely, I think. By safe, I don't think this is going to KO, but it's going to do... This might KO. In this range, it might. Come on! Oh, brutal. Okay. So Torn is down here, I assume? Yeah. That's okay, though. I'm faster with both of my remaining mons. So now the question becomes, what do I want to lock myself into here? So it's just Dozo Giri. That's all they've got left, right? I've genuinely lost track of what has happened in this match so far. So I can honestly just Terra Blast here so I don't miss. And that'll do it. They protect, that's fine. Even if I have to double to kill them, I think they win with like a triple protect or something, right? But Terra Blast plus close combat should take them out regardless, I think. They're on so low HP. I'm not ruling it out yet. They do go for the double and they don't get it. So this should seal it up, I think. If this Terra Blast KOs, it's over now. No, it doesn't. That's fine. Now we get the KO. We've got one more turn of Tailwind. They can protect it, but their sash is broken on Tatsugiri. They might be able to kill with a Draco now, but they forfeit. That's fine. Cool. All right. Okay. We weathered the storm. My god, that felt awful. I think I have to leave the same. I'm honestly, like, I'm proud of the fact that I found that turn 1 in there because I was spiraling. I don't know if it came across on camera, but I was spiraling after that game 1 to be like, I don't know how I beat this. Simple Beam Quiver Dance with Terra Water. Is this their play? If they Simple Beam Quiver Dance, I might still be faster than them in Tailwind. So I think I Tailwind, Terra Water Cudgel into Volcarona. If they go Terra Water, then I can Horn Leech them the following turn. They don't have Protect, so... And this also means... Because they've got Simple Beam on Latios, so they could Simple Beam the Volcarona, give it Simple, click Quiver Dance to go to +2, but I still think I'd be faster in Tailwind. If I'm faster than them now, I'd be faster than them in Tailwind. They are going to go Terra Water, aren't they? I really wanted to click Horn Leech this turn, but I thought I was safe to click Cudgel on the assumption that I'm faster than them, naturally. Get the Tailwind off. Cudgel. Still does a good amount of damage. They click Simple Beam and they're going to click Quiver Dance. Now it becomes who's naturally faster between Ogerpon and Volcarona. Because they get the Quiver Dance up here. I could have also taunted into either of them. To be honest, that would have made way more sense to do that. Uh-oh. If I lose this game, if that Volcarona is faster than my Ogerpon and I lose this game, that is the reason why, because I didn't click Taunt into Volcarona, which I definitely should have. But now I just click Bleak Wind and Horn Leech. My Taunt is faster. Get the speed drop, which, even if they were faster, they're not anymore. And even with Citrus Berry, this Horn Leech should absolutely KO, right? Right? Okay, good. Okay, cool. And now Latios does what? Psych up? No. Not having that. I'm not having your Latios at +2 everything. Thank you very much. Tatsugiri? Okay. I could SD here, right? Is that greedy? Probably is. Gonna try it. Giri's gonna swap into Dozo. SD. Bleak Wind. Does good damage to Dozo. Huge. Simple Beam the Dozo. Now they can manually swap, so they will go to +4 speed, but then I just got a speed drop, so they'd be +3 speed. I still think Ogerpon would be faster than them. Sort of pin, not a pin, because Bleak Wind won't KO. But I can Horn Leech plus Bleak Wind into this slot. They might still win this. They do protect. Okay. They're going to Psych up, aren't they? Oh dear. Why am I not taunting things? Does Psych up work through Protect? I guess it does, right? Latios gets a speed drop. That's huge. Horn Leech gets blocked by Protect. And then they're going to Psych up the boost. No, they haven't got any boosts, though. They're going to Luster Purge. What am I talking about? What am I talking about? I'm going crazy. This match is making me crazy. Okay. Was that a special defense drop? Not great. Tailwind goes. So now I click it again. They're going to go Terra Grass. No, they've already Terra'd. They've already Terra'd. What am I talking about? Wonder how much this will do. A +4 defense Dondozo versus +2 Ogerpon. How much does a Horn Leech do? And also, am I actually faster than +3 Dondozo in Tailwind? I'd hope so, because Dondozo has base 35 speed, and Ogerpon has a lot more than that. Get the Tailwind off. The Horn Leech does a ton, but they're gonna KO Ogerpon? Question mark? I live. Ogerpon! Oh god! Ogerpon, you beast! Let's go, Ogerpon! Okay. Let's not throw this away. Is there anything I can do here to help? I'm still faster, so I just Horn Leech, right? They protect, fine. Stall out Tailwind turns, it makes sense. That is the optimal play. But I think because I lived that, I will kill with another Horn Leech here. And then it becomes Latios and Tatsugiri. And I've still got my back Mons. I've still got Lando and Hands. They go for a double protect. They're not going to get it. We get the Bleak Wind off. There's a bit more chip. Get the Horn Leech. That speed drop on Dozo might have been the game winner, I think. Well, the live, obviously, on 4 HP. Plus an absolutely clutch. The speed drop on Bleak Wind might have been the kicker there, I think. One more turn. Oh, my opponent has already reported this as a loss. So there you go. They have already conceded this match here. Bleak Wind cudgel into Latios here, and they can't beat the Tatsugiri. So there you go. We win that one. That was insane. Absolutely wild stuff. I'm stunned that I won that, but I'm very pleased that I did. That was really, really difficult. I could not figure that out in my brain. But I'm glad in Game 2 and Game 3, I actually thought about, like, the game plans I came up with, I think were pretty solid. With that leader Volcarona, I immediately saw that they were going to Simple Beam Quiver Dance. I genuinely didn't think about Psych Up back onto Latios, but it wouldn't have mattered because if I was always killing the Volcarona, then it would have been fine. I don't think that the speed drop on Bleak Wind, I don't think it would have mattered. Let me double check something. How fast is my Ogerpon? Okay. If they were max speed, modest, they would have outsped me. So maybe that speed drop was actually really crucial. Oh my god. So the speed drop on Volcarona and the speed drop on Dondozo genuinely might have been the things that made me win there. Okay, we're here, round 4. We have got Covert Cloak Tornadus with Scary Face. Ooh. Hisuian Decidui with the scope lens. Triple arrows, leaf blade makes sense. Taunt. Interesting. Incin. Normal Incin stuff with citrus. Metagross, AV. Life Orb, Raging Bolt with Electro Web, Thunderclap. I think this has to be Trick Room stuff here, which means, can I safely fake out? I can. Decidueye is also going to be a problem here, I think. How do I take that out? It's probably going to have to be Terra Blast, but then I need to not be in Trick Room for that, because I'm probably going to be faster than it with Lando. Wolf's Incineroar. Okay. Incineroar, Ogerpon. Okay. I think I protect here and close combat into Incineroar. Because they're going to think they're faster, so they can fake out Bronzong to stop Trick Room going up, right? I think that's okay. They're going to tear... Oh, the... Why do I do this every time? They're just going to fake out into... Okay, I don't know who they're going for here, basically. But I don't think I've made the right play. Basically. Is the sum total here. Protect Bronzong. Okay. They doubled into hands. Okay. That is... And they crit. That is the worst turn 1 I could have done, I think. Now we Trick Room. My only silver lining here is they think their Incineroar is faster than my Iron Hands. Because I didn't click Fake out that turn. So they're under the impression that I min-speed Iron Hands, I'll be slower than their Incineroar. So they might cudgel into Bronzong and try and, like, Flare Blitz and knock off into hands. So if they do that, I can then CC into Incin. That's my only silver lining here. Nope, they Horn Leech into hands. Ugh, that's annoying. Okay. Flare Blitz? Yeah. That's frustrating. We do live. Get the Trick Room up. Now we definitely go out into Hippo here. I've not Terra'd yet, but I'm about to. They do swap out the Incin into... Whoo! It is torn. Okay. I don't think Ogerpon's going to die to this double up here, unfortunately. It might, but I don't think it will. I think it's a bulky Wellspring, and I don't think it's going to die here. Get the Psychic off. It's going to do not much. Yeah, that's quite bulky. Special defense drop. That's cool, but it's not a defense drop, is it? Okay. Bronzong could be going down here, which would be bad. No, they Horn Leech into Hippowdon. Okay, cool. Still does a lot of damage. That's another crit. Okay, cool. They're going to get too much back from that. That sucks. Okay. I take recall from my own sand! Because of the Terra Dragon. What does more to Tornadus here? A -1 Gyro Ball or a Psychic? Gyro Ball still does more. I think I'm going to call out Protect on Ogerpon. Yeah, they might double Protect, in fairness. It's not good. Need it to be Protect. Made the wrong call. I really wanted to just kill this Ogerpon, to be honest. It's not good. It's not good. I'm just going to do a turn. It does. Okay. Last turn of Trick Room here. They can very easily go into Incineroar here, though, to take Gyro Ball plus whatever. So I think I'm just going to Gyro Ball Earthquake here. Yeah. Incin? Yeah. I think I should have Psychicked into the Ogerpon because I'm now -1 on Hippo. I don't know if I'm actually going to get the KO here, and they spike and shield, yeah. I do get the Earthquake off on Incin, which is nice, but a -1, I don't know if it's going to do that much. Gyro Ball does not much at all. Get the EQ off here, which is something. It's not going to get the KO, and they do have Citrus Berry. Cool. And they do have Fake Out online now as well, which is unfortunate. I could make the call here, Psychic into Ogerpon and Protect, calling a Fake Out into Hippowdon. But if they Fake Out Bronzong, this is a bad turn. I don't see why they'd Fake Out Bronzong. But then what does Protecting give me, really? Just EQ. Just EQ. Yeah, they Fake Out, which makes sense. I do live, that's nice. Get the Psychic off. Special defense drop, doesn't matter, they still don't die, which is very unfortunate. And they cudgel probably into Bronzong here. Yeah, and then I die to my own sand, which is very sad. I was hoping Psychic would get the KO there with the special defense drop, but alas. Hippo's going to go down to the sand. And then my last one is Lando, who's slower than Ogerpon. Ogerpon's going to die to sand here. And they haven't revealed their 4th, have they? They've got Torn, Wellspring, Incin, and something else. So they can get Tailwind up pretty comfortably. They can also, they don't even need Tailwind, they can just Scary Face my Lando. Achieves the same thing. The Rock Slide is my only play here. So they still don't know that my Iron Hands is faster than their Incineroar. How can I use that in game 2? What is their 4th fear? It is Metagross. This game is definitely over. We do kill the Torn, but they win with Bullet Punch. Plus, they get another Intimidate down as well. So they don't even need to risk flinches with this turn, because they can Fake Out, Psychic Fangs, Meteor Mash, whatever. Get the crit on the Fake Out as well. They Meteor Mash miss. Okay. That is a way I win. But now they need to click Bullet Punch a lot with Rock Slide and flinch every single time. Get the KO on the Incin. It does absolutely nothing to Metagross. And I need to get the flinch many, many times. Or crit them if they're clicking Bullet Punch. I get the... Okay, this is technically the way I win. They're not clicking Bullet Punch. Flinch again. They didn't flinch. I don't die. So keep going. More flinches. More flinches. Yeah, they Bullet Punch. Yeah, that's the way. Okay, yeah. I thought they were going to do that from the off, to be honest. I didn't think I had a shot anyway, so fine. So what do I do against that? My Iron Hands is faster than their Incineroar, because I could lead something like Hands Lando. Because if I do something like this, right? Where I go after that, I don't know. But I think that is the best way through that initial opening, because I'm quite weak to Fake Out here. Okay, interesting. That is better. Because I can Terraflying Terra Blast the Decidueye and Fake Out Incin. We're going to try it. They don't know Hands is faster. Is likely faster. We get the Terraflying off. Now we want to see Fake Out come out first. Yes, okay. Great. Incin flinched. And then we get the Terra Blast off into Decidueye. Massive. Okay. That's a solid turn 1. I don't think the crit mattered there. If they've got Bolt, it's a problem. But that's Metagross. Okay. I'm going to swap into Torn and just click Close Combat into this slot anyway, I think. Yeah. We're going to try it. So I can bring Lando back in later. So it's going to be better when I can swap out the moves. They Meteor Mash into that slot though, which is unfortunate. Take a lot of damage on it, but I do get the KO on Incin, which is huge. Okay. Okay, we've got 2 KOs so far, so they're down to the last 2. Of Metagross plus something. Ogerpon. But now I can Tailwind. I can Tailwind Wild Charge. I think I CC into Metagross here. Because then if they follow me, that's fine, right? I still get a CC into Ogerpon. Perfect. Great. Get the Tailwind up. Huge. Because now Lando's going to be faster than the Ogerpon. Get the CC off into Metagross. Does a ton. Say something Tantrum. Doesn't KO. Love that for me. So now I can die to Bullet Punch here. I think I actually want to taunt the Wellspring here. So then it can't protect itself. They do Terra. Terra the Ogerpon. Okay. So they do get the special defense boost. Makes sense, they don't want to be weak to Bleak Wind. I am just going to taunt so they cannot protect on following turns. They're going for Bullet Punch. They are. It's going to knock out the Iron Hands. That's okay. Because now I can go into Landorus and click Earthquake. I do get the Cudgel off. Just going to knock out Torn. So I can do Tantrum Horn Leech, right? They can't protect because they're taunted. They Bullet Punch. Does a little bit. They Horn Leech. Almost dies. Massive. They Tantrum. And we get the Metagross. Whichever way this goes, I should win now, I think. Not necessarily. If they Horn Leech the Ogerpon, this is a way they win. Nope. No, they're not going to recover enough. Cool. Yep. That's game. Awesome. Cool. Alright, nice. Okay. That went better. I think that is a better lead for me into this. So I'm tempted to do that again. Torn Hands might be better here. Because I have the faster Fake Out. I can Fake Out anything that isn't Tornadus. I can counter Tailwind with Tailwind. Raging Bolt's a problem. Raging Bolt they've not brought yet, but it's definitely a problem. If they do bring it. Okay, Torn Ogerpon, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Torn Hands. So we can go Tailwind for Tailwind here. They don't have Taunt. I only have 4 speed investment on my Tornadus though. So I would not be confident in outspeeding this Tornadus and taunting it before it can Tailwind. I'll Tailwind Fake Out. They protect. Okay. Double protect? No. Great. Well, that works, because now I can taunt the Tornadus next turn. Now I'm faster in Tailwind, I taunt the Tornadus, and I can CC into the Ogerpon. They don't have a very good switch into a close combat here. That's a great turn 1 for me. I'm not sure why they protected there. I guess they maybe are expecting a Wild Charge or something into it, but... Okay, Torn switches into Incin. Alright. So now they're going to have Fake Out next turn. But I am going to get... I'm not going to get... I'm a liar and a charlatan. Okay. Taunt doesn't do anything into Incin. CC's going to do nothing. I can get a Bleak Wind off next turn, though. I could go into Ogerpon here. I think I click Bleak Wind and CC just in case they don't click Fake Out for whatever reason. They're going Terra Water on the Wellspring, I would assume. Yeah, makes sense. Now, does Cudgel kill Tornadus? If it crits, it definitely will. But I don't know about neutral here. There's the Fake Out. Bleak Wind misses. Both of them. Not great. Not great. I'll be real there. It's not what I wanted to see. Okay, they double the hands. That is probably better for me there. And I still live. That's huge. I protect. Protect Wild Charge here, expecting the Tornadus to switch back in. I think they're gonna. I think they swap in Torn here. If this is Tornadus, this is a great turn, because then they can't set up Tailwind. I want to see Spiky Shield here. And that's the best turn. I want to see Spiky Shield from Ogerpon, and then that's the best turn. Okay. Cool. Wild Charge KOs the Tornadus. I can set up another Tailwind next turn, and they cannot match it. Yeah, there's the Instant. The question is, who's their last? Is it Metagross? Is it Decidueye? I think they both might die here. I think they're going to cudgel the Torn and fake out into hands. But I don't know if I mind that. And just in case, for whatever reason, they don't click fake out into Iron Hands. Yeah, they do. I then, yeah, CC into them, but they do make the correct play. We are going to get the Tailwind off, which is very, very nice. So then we can bring in Lando, which gets an Intimidate on both of them, and we bring in the Wellspring, who's faster, and we know does a ton with Horn Leech. We live. I don't know if that's actually beneficial here. I think I want Ogerpon, and I want to Terra Cudgel into the Incin. I want to Terra, because then I can't Terra Flying Terra Blast. Because they can Horn Leech me if I Terra is the problem. I think I need the Terra in order to KO Incin. I don't think I do it without. If I Terra Cudgel and they Horn Leech me, do I lose to it? Possibly, yes. No Terra Horn Leech. Swap out Incin, so they do bring in their last, who is that Raging Bolt? That's a problem. Man. I really didn't want to click Horn Leech into him. Okay. They have Electro Web, which is not good. Liquid Storm is going to do basically nothing to Bolt if I hit, which I do. Okay. Speed Drop, which doesn't matter, all my stuff is faster than it anyway. 2 turns left. I'm going to Taunt for 2 reasons. I ran out of time. Oh no, I saw the play and I ran out of time. Oh, that sucks. I saw that the Incin was coming in on that slot right at the end, and I was like, there's no point taunting into it. So I wanted to go back and click Bleak Wind, but then I died to Thunderclap. I'm just going to Spiky Shield here, which is unfortunate. That's not what I wanted for that turn, because now I can't block the... They don't Thunderclap. Raging Bolt avoids it. I do a little bit to the Incin. They're going to click Electro Web. It misses. Oh, no, it just hits the Protect, right? So now it's last turn of Tailwind. Oh man, I really bottled that. I wanted to click Bleak Wind and Cudgel into the slot where Incin swapped in, and I ran out of time. Oh, okay. Okay. So we've got Incin, Wellspring, Bolt. Okay. Do I do Tantrum Horn Leech? I think I do Tantrum Horn Leech into that slot. I think that covers both, then. If the Incin stays in, it dies. If they swap into Ogerpon, it dies. They have Fake Out this turn. They Fake Out the Lando, which makes sense. Do get a Cudgel off. Which doesn't KO. I'll activate the Citrus. I have like 17 different plays going through my head at one time, and it's really frustrating. Are they just going to Dragon Pulse? Oh, into Ogerpon. Okay. God, that does a lot. Okay, I'm definitely in range of Thunderclap now, which sucks. Can Stomping Tantrum into here. They can't Thunderclap Landorus. They could Thunderclap Ogerpon, so I'm tempted to click Swords Dance, because I think they're going to swap into Ogerpon on the other side. This could lose me the game, or it could win me the game. Okay, we want to see Thunderclap into Ogerpon here. Oh my god. Okay, 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 okay. This is not over, but that is a good turn. Because they can bring Incin back in on the next turn. They bring Incin in now. They have Fake Out online. They can't Fake Out both of them, though. Now the question becomes, who's faster out of the Ogopons? Okay, so if they... Because there's no speed control anymore. Okay, let's play this out. So if they fake out Lando, they then Ivy Cudgel Lando and it dies. Ogopon Horn Leeches the Ogopon and it... Well, I might not die. Then do I Cudgel the Incin? No, I Horn Leech still. Regardless, I Tantrum here and I Horn Leech. I need to be faster here. I need to be faster than their Ogopon. I am. And I get the kill. Oh boy! Let's go, Ogopon! God. Okay, that was close, because I was not confident on that getting the KO. Now we Tantrum Cudgel. Oh, mate. That was so tense. Oh my god. That was so tense. Oh, man. That was so close. I needed my Ogopon to be faster there to get the KO with Horn Leech, because I knew that they had to fake out Lando because they couldn't risk a spiky shield onto that, so they could fake out Cudgel into Lando and kill it, which meant I had to attack with my Ogopon, and I had the choice of either Cudgeling the Incin to kill it or Horn Leeching the Ogopon. That was a really hard end game to figure out, but I'm glad I did it. 3-1. We're moving on. Cool. Going on to round 5. Okay, we're here with round 5. Let me check in. What do they got? Okay. Oh god. Pow Knight, Chien-Pao Dragonite, Torkoal, Fluttermane, Chi-Yu, Raging Bolt. Oh dear. I don't see how they don't just click moves into my team and win. Like, I've got Bronzong, but Bronzong is weak to Sucker Punch, Shadow Ball, Dark Pulse, Snarl, Heat Wave, Eruption. Like, there's so many things that can defeat Bronzong here. And even Hippowdon's not great. Like, they've got Ice Spinner. It's because it's not bulky, it'll die to stuff. And if Trick Room goes up, Torkoal runs wild, right? This is going to be a really rough one, because Specs Moonblast, even Specs Dazzling Gleam might kill hands here, which means I then have to Terra, but then I'm Terra Grass, which I don't want to be. Oh, this is bad. I don't think I can do Trick Room. I don't think I can do Trick Room at all. I think I have to do Tailwind here, which is really bad because I'm so weak to Extreme Speed. And because they're Inner Focus, they can't get intimidated either. Terra Normal Extreme Speed completely booms my team here. Like, does Terra Normal Banded E-Speed one-shot my Tornadus to prevent me getting up Tailwind? It might. I think this is my best shout, but I don't think it's a good shout. You know what I mean? It's Flutter Dragonite, which makes sense. Does Banded Terra Normal E-Speed kill my Tornadus? Let's calc it, hey? Terra Normal E-Speed just kills. So I genuinely might need to Terra Steel here. And I think I will. Just to block an E-Speed. And then I can Stomping Tantrum into Flutter. Because I can't click Earthquake anymore because of Terra Steel. So I think I have to Stomping Tantrum here. They can't protect. Switch out Flutter into who? Chien-Pao. Tornadus might still die here. Even with Terra Steel, it might still die. Sword of Ruin. It's a roll. Oh no. No. I'm a liar and a charlatan. I was calcing. Apparently they had Commander up with that calc. So Terra Normal E-Speed with Sword of Ruin does about half to Terra Steel. I do E-Speed into Lando, which just dies. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate. To say the least. I Terra Steeled for nothing. Does Hands take an E-Speed? Yes. But it will be slower than Chien-Pao. No way. Oh god. So it turns out Ogopon just dies to E-Speed. It's not a roll. It's guaranteed. So that's bad. I'm going to Bleak Wind and Spiky Shield. That's all I've got, because Ogerpon just dies to stuff. I thought I could take one, but I cannot. So I'm going to get a little bit of Spiky Shield damage onto the Dragonite here. Get the Bleak Wind off. Hit both, which is nice. Good damage. The Sacred Sword. And I just die. That's unfortunate. I don't think you understand how little I have for Dragonite. Everything dies to it. Iron Hands can take one, but then we'll die to Chien-Pao. Like, this is the best thing I've got, I think. I think this is all I've got here. Okay, that's good. That's a good turn. Okay, it's into Ogerpon, they're dead. Yeah. Okay. So Iron Hands is going to get a kill here, so that's something, you know. It's something. But now I'm at -1 defense, and I've got no one else. And they've got Fluttermane. I have no Terror. They've got Chien-Pao. I don't know what to do into this for game 2. Chi-Yu, yeah. I mean, I don't think it matters. They do just kill here. Just gonna click Heavy Slam. See how much this does with Sword of Ruin up. If I get the chance to, which I don't think I will. Dark Pulse does a ton. The Ice Spinner, this should KO. I'm at -1 defense. Yeah, okay. Not great. So basically, if they just lead Chien-Pao Dragonite, I lose. I can't do anything against it. Because I could do, like, Bronzong, Hippowdon, hope there's no Torkoal in the back, protect Trick Room turn 1. But then if they lead Flutter, I just die to Shadow Ball. I have nothing. Bans Dragonite, Specs Flutter, Scarf Chi-Yu. I've got 0. Zilch. Zip. Nothing. 0 to stop. Because then they've got me pinned. Because they can Shadow Ball, Terra Normal Extreme Speed into Bronzong. I either go Terra Fairy to take the Shadow Ball, in which case I die to the E-Speed, or I live the E-Speed but die to the Shadow Ball. They've got me completely pinned. Okay, that's not as easy as I'm making it sound, because they will die if they leave Hippowdon unattended. I've got Ice Fang, I've got High Horsepower. I'm gonna click Trick Room, High Horsepower. Because I'm getting one or the other, right? They're either Shadow Balling into me and I take an E-Speed and I kill the Flutter. They Moonblast. And they get a crit and I die. That's awesome. And they click Outrage. Which meant the Hippo might have lived because it's random targeting on Outrage. Which means if they didn't get a crit, I would have got High Horsepower off and then killed the Flutter, which is, you know, very cool. But they are locked into Outrage. Because they're locked into Outrage now. So I could go Lando, Rock Slide plus Gyro Ball into Flutter. Because if they swap in Chi-Yu, they then take a Rock Slide. Do I just try and double the Dragonite here? I think I should. I think they're likely going to swap Flutter here. Yep. Into Raging Bolts. Gyro Ball. Oh, I don't think Rock Slide's going to KO. They're slower? How dare you? That's not good. Okay. They do get confused. That's good. We get the Rock Slide off. We do hit both. And Dragonite doesn't die. Awesome. Love that for me. However, sand damage is a thing that exists. Okay, nice. And they have Flutter and something else. Chien-Pao. Okay, which is Sash. I don't think they're switching Fluttermane into the Raging Bolt slot here. So we're just going to try this. A Terra. So the Terra Fairy or Terra Stella. Terra Fairy. Okay. Do Protect Chien-Pao. We are going to get a Close Combat off, which is going to do a bit. It does do a bit. Another Rock Slide is probably a rock. I think it's going to live, this Rock Slide, if I do connect with it. They Dragon Pulse, which is going to do a fair amount. Does a lot. Get the Rock Slide off, we miss. Nope, it's Protect. I always forget that that's a thing that exists. We do hit, and it does die. Landorus is in range of Sucker Punch now, though, right? Sash is broken with the sand damage, which is cool. They do bring in the Flutter. So I think I Heavy Slam the Flutter and Rock Slide. Because if they Sucker Punch, kill Landorus, I then kill the Flutter with Heavy Slam, and then I should... It's going to be close, but I think this is the way here. We do Sucker Punch, Lando goes down, makes sense. But I'm going to get the Heavy Slam off on Flutter. Which does KO. So now it's last turn of Trick Room, they can Protect to stall out the Trick Room, and then it becomes a question of, do I die to Ice Spinner? I'm at -1, I want to say. I am. Yeah, Protect. I genuinely don't think I live, because I'm not going to count this one. I don't think I live with the extra sand damage. Okay, Sandstorm subsides, never mind. Let's go, Hands! Let's go, Hands! Okay! We win that one. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure how that happened. So what do I do game 3? I think I have to do it again, right? Okay, I'm going to do it, and we're going to see what they lead. If they lead the same thing again of Flutter Dragonite, I'm going to make a read, and it will... The game will be definitely lost if I get it wrong, and it might give me a chance if I get it right. That's the odds we're dealing with here. Okay. So now last time, they clicked Moonblast into Hippowdon, I died to a crit. They clicked Outrage, which went into the Bronzong, because Hippowdon died. This time, are they going to do the same? Because I can click Protect on Bronzong, expecting a Shadow Ball this time. I don't think I can. I think I have to click Trick Room, because if Trick Room doesn't go up, I'm so boned here. And then I click High Horsepower into Flutter. They Moonblast, okay. I do live this time. They Outrage into Hippo, okay. Okay, so it's the same as last time, which is fine, except better, because Bronzong is more healthy this time. We get Trick Room up. We know that Dragonite is slower than my Landorus. Is that a problem? Probably. I think I have to go Lando here. I know they're locked into Outrage, but I still think I have to. So then they are locked into Moonblast, so I Gyro Ball. Okay, last time they swapped into Raging Bolt. And I doubled it. Gyro Ball Rock Slide into Dragonite, which then died to sand damage. This time I click Gyro Ball into Flutter Mane. And I click Rock Slide. They stay in this time. Gyro Ball gets the KO. Huge. Outrage into Lando. It's unfortunate. Does just die. That's really unfortunate. They're not confused yet, which means they've got another turn of it yet. I'm down to 2. Okay, there's Bolt. I think I have to Gyro Ball. Do I Gyro Ball Wild Charge into the Dragonite here? It's locked into Outrage, so it can't swap. I don't know if that kills. I think I gotta bank on it killing, right? Gyro Ball Wild Charge. Killing Dragonite. I'm actually gonna do... Nope. I'm out of time. Timed out again. Why do I do this to myself? I wanted to click Psychic into it. but close combat definitely won't kill. And now I'm -1 defense, which is even worse. If Outrage goes into Iron Hands, I'm boned here. T-Bolt is going to do a lot. That's less than half though. They Outrage into Bronzong. I might live this. I do. And now they're confused, so they can swap. Okay. I really wanted to click Wild Charge into the Dragonite there. From that damage, I don't think it would have killed, but maybe. 2 turns of Trick Room left. Gyro Ball. CC into Raging Bolt. I think there's a lot of counterplay to this. Gyro Ball's just going to KO. It doesn't get the kill on the Dragonite. That sucks. I really thought it would. That's brutal. Okay, well, I lose now. I live on Iron Hands. That's crazy. If they hurt themselves in Confusion... No. Okay. Well, that sucks. I mean, that was an insanely hard matchup. The fact that I even got a game is mental, so I'm okay with that. But that sucked at the end there, to be honest. That wasn't very good. Man, I needed that Gyro Ball to do a little bit more. I wanted to click Psychic into it. But I timed out. Okay, I mean, it is what it is. What, 3-2 now? 3-2. It's okay. If I can get one more win, I'll be extremely happy at 4-2, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Going into round 6. Okay, round 6. Let me check in. What do we got? I think Tailwind kind of looks good here. Tailwind Ogerpon seems kind of good. Like, it's good into Lando. It's good into the Flutter. It's good into Ogerpon if they Terra. Can hit the Urshifu Rapid. Can hit Goldengo, as long as they don't Terra. Like, it's okay. It pressures a lot. I don't think I want to lead Ogerpon. I think I want to lead Landorus. Ogerpon in the back. There's things and stuff here that I can pressure with Lando in the lead. Okay, it's Ogerpon. So I drop an Intimidate, which is very nice. They can Icy Wind, which isn't great. However, I can Tailwind Stomping Tantrum to likely KO, right? And they could Protect. They can follow me. I'm assuming it's Speed Booster. It is. They might be faster than me. They almost certainly are faster than me in Tailwind. That's not great, because then they can just Icy Wind, right? I think I Tailwind... Lando might just die this turn. Oof, that's a bad lead for me. I'm just going to Tailwind Rock Slide here. They Spiky Shield, okay. Are they going to Icy Wind this turn? Get the Tailwind off, which is nice. I'm still going to be faster than Ogerpon at +1 though if they do Rock Slide. If they do Icy Wind here into the Lando. It's going to do a lot of damage, but Flutter does okay damage. And I am faster than them in Tailwind. So I could have done something Tantrum. Okay, that's great knowledge for game 2. So now I can Bleak Wind Rock Slide, and as long as I hit both of them, if I hit both of them with both, then that's a double KO, I would think. Although, Lando will just die to another Icy Wind. Unless I go Terra Flying, but that feels like a waste. I think I Protect and actually let Lando go down here. I do get the Terra here, which is nice. Gonna go Terra Fire. To not take Super Effective and Bleak Wind as well, which makes sense. I maybe should have done Bleak Wind here, but I didn't want to risk them doing... Because they can Icy Wind and Cudgel into Taunt, which would be a problem, I think. Could also miss Icy Wind here. That would be huge. No, it's fine. Lando's going to go down. And again, I could have gone Terra Flying to live that, but then if they just Cudgeled the Lando, then that would just die, so that would have been a waste of a Terra, so... And they do just go for Cudgel. Okay. I can go into Ogerpon and threaten both of them, which is great. I'm tempted to Bleak Wind Spiky Shield here to not take an Icy Wind, bait out their Spiky Shield. If they get torn, then they get torn. But okay, so they do swap out the Oakmon here. Okay. Into who? Bolt? Urshifu. Okay. We get the Spiky, we get the Bleak Wind, which misses the Urshifu. You know, that would have been really nice. That might have even KO'd or something, you know? That would have been neat. They have Terrid. They have Terrid. There's no speed drop from the Icy Wind. I don't know if another Bleak Wind kills here. But now I can Horn Leech into that slot. Because they could swap back into Ogerpon to take the Horn Leech. Which means I could get the Cudgel off and KO. As long as Bleak Wind connects on both Flutter and the other target, and ideally if it can... They just detect. Makes sense. Cudgel does nothing. Bleak Wind's going to hit detect. Really need this to KO the Flutter, realistically. Now I was going to say I don't have a Tailwind, but now I do! I'm faster than Urshifu, right? No, I'm not going to be faster than Urshifu. I've only got 4 in speed. They can Aqua Jet and kill me. Yeah, I'm slower. I'm always slower than Urshifu here. Unless they're like super bulky, which I don't expect them to be. I mean, I click it to force them to Aqua Jet here. Yep, they are faster. Brutal. Okay. Now the Icy Wind. Do get huge damage. Doesn't KO though. That Bleak Wind miss sucked. I do have Fake Out here, so they will have to detect. Like, I could try and make a really fancy play, but I don't think I need to right now. They don't have Thunder Wave or anything, so I think I just Fake Out and Cudgel here. I still do it. They're just going to detect, but yeah, it is what it is. They can double protect here if they want to. They don't. Okay. They're just going to Moonblast into the hands. No, they Taunt. Okay. Making sure I don't set up a Swords Dance. That makes sense. I don't see how I win here with the Ogerpon Fire in the back. Yeah. So I see C here. But then do I Terra? Or no? I think they still win. If I do CC into Ogerpon and crit it and kill it, I think they still win regardless. I think they're in a very, very solid position here. So maybe I Spiky Shield here? I think I'm going to Wild Charge and Spiky Shield and bank on them. I'm taunted. I can't do that. Sure. Should have CC'd into the... Okay, never mind. CC into Ogerpon. It's going to do a ton. It does do a ton. They are going to die, which is something. And I don't take Spiky Shield recoil from that, which is nice. So I made what in my head was an incorrect play, but it worked out. So we take those. I still lose to the Ogerpon. There's no way for me to win against it, I don't think. And they still have something else, which is the Landorus. It's basically a guessing game at this point of what they're going to do. So I think I'm going to Terra Grass, Close Combat, Spiky Shield. I still can't Spiky Shield. Well, it's going to pick something for me. Probably Ivy Cudgel, I think. I really need to remember that I'm taunted sometimes. I think they're just going to Sludge Bomb the Ogerpon and then Ivy Cudgel the hands. Like, that seems to make the most sense to me. Okay, the Ivy Cudgel the Ogerpon. So, like, this gets me a turn, but that's it. It's only a turn. I'm then just going to die to Sludge Bomb. Yeah, like, I technically got the call correct, but it doesn't change anything. Like, it just means that it's a turn delayed from what it otherwise would be. Yeah, because CC doesn't kill. And even if it did, Landorus then just Sludge Bombs me for the win, so... okay. So Lando is faster than Fluttermane. Lando is faster than Fluttermane in Tailwind. That is good to know. With Speed Booster as well. That's huge. So I am threatening quite a lot with Tailwind at the start there. I think if I just play a little bit more optimally, that is the correct lead here of Taunt Lando, because now I know I'm faster than the Flutter, which is huge. Which means it's got to be pretty bloody bulky, right? It's got to have like no speed, right? Yeah, if it has like no speed, then I outspeed it. Or very little speed. I still think this is correct. I can pressure so much on turn 1 with Lando. I'm threatening a lot of things. Okay. An Urshifu. Alright. Let me calc if Stomping Tantrum actually KOs Flutter. Landorus, Stomping Tantrum. Not with Sword of Ruin. It's a roll if they're bold. It's a roll. And I expect they might be because I'm faster than them. Could Terraflying Terra Blast on them instead? Terraflying Terra Blast onto them so they don't get the Icy Wind off, and then I'm locked in on that, which is a good move into the rest of the team, apart from Bolt and Goldengo, like, their problems, but I think this pressures them a lot. They have to protect here, otherwise they're dead. Unless it's like a speed type. That's the other thing. They detect on the Urshifu, which is great. Get the Tailwind up. And Terra Blast into Flutter. This should KO. Yeah, huge. Okay, amazing turn 1. No damage. Tailwind up. Urshifu's pressured to Terra now as well. They do have the Lando. If I Bleak Wind Terra Blast the Urshifu, do you reckon the double up KOs them if they go Terra Steel? Could go Terra Steel on the Lando as well, to be honest. It's on the Ursh, yeah, makes sense. Get the Bleak Wind off, does a lot. Should have maybe Terra Blasted the Lando, but I assumed they were going to protect that turn, try and stall out turns of the Tailwind, but we get good damage onto it. Sludge Bomb onto Torn, plus Surging into Torn. Okay. So another Terra Blast kills the Ursh. I don't have Tailwind anymore, however, I can then bring in something else here, like Ogerpon, which threatens. But this basically forces a double protect or something dies, right? I've got 2 turns left. They can stall this out. But I can Cudgel Terra Blast here. And either Lando swaps, so I could do it the other way around as well. But then if I call the double protect, I could SD, and they don't want that. So I think they might be tempted to attack here. I think it's safer to do this because I'm uncertain on the damage roll with Cudgel here. Oh, that's so frustrating. I really wanted to do it the other way. Is it Ogerpon? It is. Oh, I really wanted to do it the other way to bank on Cudgel, killing the Urshifu and going Terra Blast into that slot. I really wanted it. I really wanted it. Oh, that sucks. Okay. Still get a Cudgel off though, which does so much. Oh my god. Okay, last turn of Tailwind here. They're definitely clicking Spiky Shield. So do I swap Ogerpon into Iron Hands? Because then the following turn, I can fake out Terra Blast, right? Because they have to click Spiky Shield on Ogerpon here. Great. And as long as they don't get the double on Urshifu, they just go Ragdoll Jet, get a little bit of damage off, that makes sense. We Terra Blast into the Urshifu and it dies. Now we have Fake Out pressure on Ogerpon, who just protected. Which is great. Because then I don't know if... Because then the Lando could Earth Power into the Iron Hands, but then I kill the Lando, right? I could also equally double into Ogerpon. Fake out Terra Blast. This only loses to double Spiky Shield. Great. Cool. That does so much damage as well. That's crazy. Sludge Bomb. Yeah. You don't die to that, which is great. So then that dies. So now he can only kill 1. Because he can't hit me with Sandsear. Because I'm flying. So we Heavy Slam, and we Terra Blast into it. Sludge Bomb to KO, which makes sense. But then I think Sandsear doesn't kill Ogerpon. So he can't kill both. He can Sludge Bomb into it, but then Heavy Slam is going to two-shot the Lando from here quite comfortably. So that is fine. Like, he can Sludge Bomb KO the Ogerpon if he's faster, which I think he might be. But I can Heavy Slam Cudgel here. Yeah, he is faster, so that is good to know that he is faster. I live the Sludge Bomb as well, it's huge. And we get the Cudgel off. Okay, that's good knowledge. Yeah, I did think that that lead was the correct one, and it did pressure him a lot. So I think I got to do that again. However, I'm fully anticipating Raging Bolt coming this time to prevent that from happening again. So we go again. Torn Lando, Ogerpon Iron Hands. I think these are the correct Pokemon. I think I had the correct Pokemon, I just played it wrong in game 1. Okay, same leads. So if I Terra Flying, I think I live a Surging Strikes, right? Okay, well, Surging is a roll to kill. 0.02% chance to kill, to be precise. I mean, I don't want to take that much damage regardless, to be honest, but... So I could Terra Flying Terra Blast the Urshifu. I could Terra Flying Terra Blast the Fluttermane again. I think they might want to protect their Fluttermane this time. But if they get an Icy Wind off, that's really bad. Could also just Earthquake, right? I made a play, and I'm not happy with it. This will lose me the game. If they make the same play again, if they detect Urshifu, and do Icy Wind on Flutter, this loses me the game. And I don't think there's any way back. They didn't detect with either. That's bad. So we're going to get the kill on Urshifu, but they're still going to get the Icy Wind off, which I think still loses me the game. They do connect. Still does, like... Okay, I was going to say, that does so much damage. For it being only 2 times weak rather than 4 times, that does a ton. But okay, so I am slower now, which is unfortunate. Yeah, I don't think I'm happy with that play, to be honest. I Bleak Wind, Terra Blast. I'm going to go Terra Fire, obviously. But even if something goes down, I then do have my Ogerpon in Tailwind, which threatens both of them, which is nice. And if I get a speed drop here, you know, I wouldn't complain. It is a speed drop on Ogerpon. An Icy Wind misses Torn. Oh, if it missed Lando! If it missed Lando! Okay. I'm still faster! Oh my god! Okay. That speed drop is nuts! Oh my god, that's such a huge game changer. I got their Terra, and I got their Ogerpon. Wow. Okay. I forgot that I'm in Tailwind, so at -2, it's basically like neutral. I mean, I Bleak Wind Terra Blast again, just in case I can. I don't see how I can, but just in case I can, right? Get the Bleak Wind off, get some damage down on both, which is very nice. A speed drop on Landorus is... A double speed drop is huge! Now my Ogerpon outspeeds. I live the Icy Wind. What's happening? Genuinely, what's going on? What is happening? My luck is crazy! My luck is absolutely insane. What the hell was that? Oh my god. Okay. I've still got 1 turn of Tailwind left. I've got Ogerpon that outspeeds. They've already reported it as a loss. Oh, mate. That is insane. That's ridiculous that I've done that, to be honest. That's absolutely insane. Oh my god. Well, that's another win. But hey ho, we take another win. So we are 4-2 now. I think that's the last round of Swiss, but I don't know who goes on to Top Cut. I might be making Top Cut on this one, which is nice. But so if there is a Top Cut, I'll be back. If not, that's the end. And we went 4-2, I guess. I'll be back or not. Okay, so fun story. We made Top Cut. It's the top 8 people that go on, and we qualified in 8th place to go on to Top Cut. However, the person we're playing in top 8 is a person we already lost to, which has the Choice Band Dragonite, and the Choice Specs Fluttermane, and the Choice Scuff Chi-Yu, and Chen Pao, and Torko, and Raging Bolt. That person, we're playing them again, and we lost quite decisively before, so not sure how that's going to be different this time. I need the outrage targeting to be bad, but essentially that's what I'm relying on, is them to click outrage with their Dragonite and the targeting to go my way. That is legitimately my best plan, because Ogerpon dies to extreme speed, Landorus dies to extreme speed, Tornadus dies to extreme speed. I have to get up Trick Room. There's no two ways about that. We've barely seen Hippowdon this whole tournament. If ever there was a time for Hippowdon to prove its worth, it's now. It is Flutter and Dragonite. That's what I expected. Okay, so I Trick Room, yes. We can agree that I Trick Room. I'm genuinely going to go Terra Fairy. It's the best I've got. Because then it also means if they click Outrage and they target my Bronzong, then it does nothing. That's also a benefit. It does then mean I'm weaker to extreme speed though, so, you know. I will definitely die to a Moonblast though, with hands. Oh no, he didn't check in. My opponent didn't check in! They just Moonblast the hands. Makes sense. Oh, they must be clicking Outrage then. Which is cool for Terra Fairy. That's nice. Yeah, neat. We get Trick Room. Sort that out later. We'll call a judge and get that sorted. But now we get to go into Hippowdon, baby! Let's go, Hippo! Now here's a question. If you are locked into Outrage, can you Terra? Like, obviously your move is already done with Outrage, but can you Terra? I'm going to bank on no. So I'm going to Gyro Ball into here, and I'm going to Ice Fang the Dragonite. They swap into Bolt. Get a Gyro Ball off that does not much. We Ice Fang, which kills the Dragonite. Let's go, Hippo! He's done a thing! Wahoo! They've got Flutter, who will die to a Gyro Ball. They've got Raging Bolt, who cannot protect. Who's the early riser? Torkoal! No! No! Why do you have to ruin my plans? How do I deal with this? Psychic plus Earthquake and hope we can live in Eruption. It's Terrifier, I'm not living this Eruption. I was in such a good spot if they didn't have Torkoal. I was in such a good spot if they didn't have it. This is going to do so much. Critical hit on Bronzong likely mattered, I think. That's very unfortunate. Yeah, that was the problem. This is why I couldn't bring Trick Room before. That's why I thought I couldn't bring Trick Room. Was because if Torkoal was here, I just lose to it. Oh, I should have done that last turn! I forgot that he gets switched out with the eject pack! Oh my god, I had this game. I absolutely had the game. I could have just swapped in Lando, made it eject itself, and click Earthquake with Hippowdon. Oh my god, I could have done it. I legitimately could have done it. Oh, mate, I feel so bad. That sucks. That sucks big time. Oh, mate. I could have done it! Well, it's good knowledge for game 2. That does a lot. Get the Earthquake off, which is going to do a ton. KOs both, but then Torkoal comes in and cleans me up, which is really unfortunate. I forgot about the eject pack! Mate! Oh, I could have done it. I could have done it. I literally was thinking, I was like, I don't have any moves I can do that would like lower the Torkoal stats or anything. But I do have a thing that lowers the stats. I could have done it. I could have done it. I don't think I could have stalled out enough Trick Room turns. I could have done it. It's last turn. I could have done it. I could have done it. Oh, no. Oh, that feels bad. That feels really bad. I mean, I'm going to do it again. Let's be real here. I'm going to do it again. We got to have Hippo redemption here. Okay. Bronzong, Iron Hands, Hippo, Lando. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. If I literally just swapped Bronzong into Lando and clicked Earthquake, Bolt and Flutter would have died to the Earthquake. Then it would have been Lando and Hippo in against... Yeah, and then literally I swapped back into Bronzong on that turn. Oh, man. Oh, that feels bad. That feels really bad. We're going to do the same thing again. Trick Room. Heavy Slam. We're just going to do it again. Run it back. Run it back. Everybody make the same plays so I can win. That's what we want here. Everybody make the same plays. And then I'll win. Thank you. Bring the same Pokemon. Do the same moves. And then I'll win. Pretty please and thank you. We get the Terra Fairy. Which means if they click Outrage, then I'm gonna do okay. They E-Speed! Into hands! And Moonblast! Into hands! But now they're locked into Extreme Speed. That's bad for me. Okay. I was really debating not going Terra Fairy there, because I don't need it. It was insurance against the Shadow Ball. The Trick Room is up. And Hippowdon is in. Baby! Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're going to Gyro Ball the Dragonite and Earthquake. Does Earthquake kill Flutter? It's offensive, it has to, right? Hippo versus Specs Flutter. Oh, that's 160? No, if it's got no investment at all. Earthquake kills. Okay. So we're actually going to do Psychic in this slot and Earthquake. Because he could Terra Normal here. But that's okay. We're going to do it. 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 Again, there's definitely plays around this. He could swap in Chen Pao, and then that would make my life difficult, I think. Very well could be happening right now, in fact. It's Raging Bolts. E-Speed into Bronzong. We get a little bit of damage onto the Dragonite. Cool. But then we Earthquake. This is going to do a ton to the Raging Bolt. This should KO, right? It does not. I'm a liar and a charlatan. Okay. That's still a huge turn for me, though. No! The sand! It's AV Bolt. So a Psychic from Bronzong surely shouldn't KO here. Raging Bolt, Terra Fairy, AV. Psychic does 17 to 20%. That might KO. Psychic. Ice Fang. I will take an Extreme Speed. I will not take an Extreme Speed. I'm a liar and a charlatan. I forgot about the Terra Normal, to be honest. Oh, I really wanted to click Earthquake again! I really wanted to. I wanted to do Protect Earthquake. Banking on the Terra Normal, but I didn't. That's gonna kill. Now I will get an Ice Fang off, which is not very helpful. I really should have clicked Earthquake here, because now Raging Bolt gets an attack as well. Okay, Thunderclap, that's fine. And Ice Fang goes off, which isn't going to do that much. I mean, it does more than I thought, to be honest, but that's still not great. Okay. Where are we up to with Trick Room? There's only got to be like one or two more, right? I can Rock Slide Earthquake this turn pretty comfortably. And then we'll see what happens next turn if they have Torkoal again. Because now I can't eject pack it. E-speed. Does this just kill Lando? No, I do live. That's something. We are going to get the Earthquake off, which is going to KO both of them, I would think. Hippo! Let's go. Okay. Okay. Last turn of Trick Room. And they've got Flutter and Other. If it's Torkoal, it's doomed. If it's Chien-Pao, it's doomed. If it's Chi-Yu, we got a chance. Flutter and... No! It's over! Neither of them take an Eruption, do they? Okay, we need Hippowdon to live Eruption and KO both with Earthquake. Come on, Hippo! Live. Aw, man! No! Was that even close? Was that even like a roll? This is a Torkoal, provide Charcoal, Eruption. Oh my god, no! That nearly one-shots from full. It's a roll to one-shot from full. There was no way I was living that. Oh man, brutal. Well, that's how we go out the tournament against the same person again. I can't believe that game won. I literally would have had it. Oh, I feel so bad. I literally would have had it. Well. Hippowdon did stuff in those games, so that's something. You know, that's something. I achieved something. So we ended up 4-2. We made top cut and then got eliminated in top 8. I'd call that a success, to be honest. Top 8 is a success. I'm happy with that. It's a hell of a team. It did stuff. And I think Hippowdon is cool, and other people should also think he's cool. Did I achieve that with this? I don't think so. But you know what? You can't win them all, can you? That's going to be it. Thank you for watching. Appreciate it. If you want more like this, let me know. Peace out. Catch you later.